All right. Good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back on this lovely Wednesday. How's everybody doing this morning? Good to see you all. Good to see everybody. Welcome back. All right. Let me just fix something over here really quick. Got a couple of things that got to be adjusted. All right. Well, today is Wednesday. What is it? The 14th. A couple of good events that are coming up. Today, 12 o'clock, we have open house again every week. We're doing it today on Wednesday because Thursday, tomorrow, I'm going to be on the Wealth 365 event. If you haven't visited our homepage, our website yet, you can register there if you didn't get the email. But I will be there tomorrow at 12. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying that. But today, I'll be doing the same thing we always do, a couple of different things. Look forward to seeing you there. Now, there are a couple of stocks that are doing really, really well. I'm going to talk about them. And we're also going to talk about some of the stocks that made some really big moves yesterday. Obviously, you heard Johnson & Johnson bailed out on their vaccine with COVID-19. And looks like a lot of other companies actually benefited from that because now they got the big kahuna out of the room. So now they're able to actually get and be more aggressive on it. But there are a couple of good stocks that are moving. We're going to check them out. But before we do, let's go through the watch list. And let's go through and talk about yesterday, what moved, what happened yesterday, because yesterday was also a pretty decent day. It wasn't a great day, I'll be honest with you. It was a nickels and dimes day. There were a couple of nice little moves, but nothing great. But you could see right now this morning, there was this one stock, OCX, that did really well this morning. It ran from $1.50 to $2.50, and I kind of like it where it's holding right here pretty strong. And we all know sometimes you see the things right at the open, just do a quick pop. But before we do that, someone's messing around my screen. All right. So anyway, a couple of stocks right here. Just want to look at. We're going to look at the stock was the SRNE, which was another vaccine stock. And let me just fix my chart right here so you can see what happened yesterday. So that one, oops, that's not even a better one. There we go. So that stock just literally, obviously, took a major hit right after hours. And then all of a sudden, the thing just tanked right there. What's going on my screen? Josh, I think my screen keeps going back and forth. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anyone touch anything. But anyway, there's basically that stock right there was a great short after hours. That one did really, really well yesterday. The VXRT was a nice pop right there. You could see it right there in the morning. The stock literally went from 720 straight up to 840. Nice move. Inexpensive stock, 720 to 740. Great move. Great pop right there. I think that one right there was pretty much the one that was probably the better stock out of them all. We're going to talk about Neo, Peter, and we're going to talk about GameStop also, okay? We're going to get to those in just about a minute because Neo is actually doing really, really well this morning too. But I also want to touch on a couple other stocks. ALT was also a nice little move at 9 o'clock. Went from 14 to 16. And then obviously you can't go broke taking a profit because it came right back down to 14. And then another stock that's moving this morning, which was such a great short yesterday, but all of a sudden it's starting to move right now. But Workhorse was great. Now, listen, unfortunately for some of us, including myself, I couldn't short Workhorse. My broker used up all their shares. So, you got to listen. They passed the law about, it feels like yesterday, but they passed the law, I think it was probably about maybe 5 or 10 years ago, that you cannot short a stock unless you have an inventory. They're called naked shorts. Okay, so they got rid of that rule back in 1929. They got rid of naked shorts. I don't know why they didn't get rid of it a long time ago, but just to give you a little quick lesson, a naked short means that a brokerage firm can lend you stock and not even have an inventory. See, when you short a stock, it's basically like an option. You're taking a stock, they're letting you borrow their stock at that specific price. And then the goal is you're selling it in the market, but you own it. You still own it to that broker at that price you borrowed it at. And your goal is anticipation to buy it cheaper. And by you buying it cheaper, you will give it back to where you borrowed it at. And that's how you make your money. Now, what happened with naked shorts is that brokerage firms were lending stock, but they never even had the stock in inventory. They were just being like, they were acting like bookies. They're like, oh yeah, you want to short it? No problem. And that's why a lot of these companies went out of business, because technically you could short the whole stock. And, meanwhile, there's no stock, there's no inventory out there. They got to deliver the shares. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because certain brokerage firms only have X amount of shares in inventory. And if it gets all used up, because some of you like, all of a sudden I was able to short it. Now I'm not able to short it anymore. Well, because maybe a bunch of other people got to their shares before you did. So that's really where it comes down to that. But that's basically where the shorts came out. But yesterday, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't that impressed. It wasn't a great day. Okay, it was a nickels and dimes day. So you don't have to get crazy and cocky and make a day's pay. But there are a couple of stocks that are moving. I'm pretty happy this morning. First of all, you got Workhorse that's moving again. You can see at 8 o'clock this morning, right from 23 to 24. Okay, so it's kind of building some nice support levels there. There's a couple of iceberg orders you can see right here, 24 and 24 at a penny. So you got some nice significant. But if you notice, you see right here, right around 24.20, it has a tough time since 8:20 this morning. It hits it, it comes back down. It hits it, it comes back down. Let me just show you right here, okay? You can see it hits it, comes back down, hits it, comes back down, hits it, comes back down, hits it. Why is it hitting here? Why is it hitting here? Here? Because the 35,000 share seller right there. See him right there? I kind of hit him right there, but you can see that 36,000 share seller. So until that guy gets hit, which we're getting close to it, then it should break out. Listen, you got to follow the money. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you're new here to CyberTradingu University, and also tomorrow at the Wealth 365. So anyway, that stock is doing pretty decent. A couple other stocks. So we got the OCX. Now, OCX is an algorithm stock. And the reason why I call it an algo stock is because it's traded over 7 million shares. The market's not even open, for crying out loud. 7 million shares. Look at those iceberg orders on the level 3. 10, 20, 30, 50. I mean, there's so many thousands of shares out there. So these guys are like shaving where they'll trade 10,000 shares. The stock goes from 202 to 203 and they make themselves $1,000. That's basically what shavings and algorithms all about. So be very careful. So just because it's tradable and it's nice, just be careful. It's a good little beginner stock, but don't expect to make a lot unless you're trading a lot of shares of that one. Now, I know one of you, Peter, and a bunch of you were talking about NEO. Now, NEO has been doing great. I mean, NEO finally popped out of its shell. It just broke it's up 10%, 12 million shares. We know NEO is not the easiest stock to trade. Now, listen, we were trading the stock at $4. Okay. It's at 23. The stock has nasty shakes. It's like a category 3 stock, but it's going on a watch list. We made a lot of money with it, but when it makes its pops, it sure does a good job. What else we got? The BDR. That one also, you know what? Scratch it. It was on my list. I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to take it off. What else we got here? The XELB. Okay. That one, big pop, nice move, and now she just crapped out of bed. So listen, there's a lot of these stocks that show up and you might hear good things about them. Oh, up 24% at 6 million shares. And then you look at the chart, you look at the volume, look what's going on, and then all of a sudden they could just die. So that one also is not a good one. EFIOI. So this one also gapped up. Now, here's the problem. $11 stock. The first thing people would never think in their mind that this is a penny stock. And you know what? It is. And how do we know that? Look at the level 3. Look at the chart. Look at the chart with all those zeros. So I don't know who's buying. I don't know who's selling it. I'm dealing fractions of a penny. You know what I mean? You got to be careful when you deal with stocks like this. Okay. So I just want to point that out because a lot of people, I do follow another bunch of traders and they're talking about this stock and bragging about it. Problem is, you want to do your homework. Actually, we teach you this in class. If you really want to know the difference between a NASDAQ national stock and a penny stock, you would never trade a penny stock in your life if you knew the rules and regulations of NASDAQ, of how these stocks are able to go public as a penny stock versus a NASDAQ national stock. And just in very simple terms, just give you a really quick little explanation. They're not reporting companies. They don't have to report their earnings. How does that work out? Okay. So it's all garbage. Absolutely. Jerry says T-Mobile. You know what's amazing? T-Mobile has been such a silent stock runner. It's been such a great mover. I remember we trading T-Mobile at about $40, $50 a share. Look, it's at 120. This was one of our great swing trades. And you know what? It's more of a long-term investment, not more of a day trade. So be careful with T-Mobile looking at it. But in pre-market, Jerry, you made about $1.50. Not a bad job. Yeah, G5 is going to probably change a lot when it comes to these things. But I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, Jerry. I mean, like, what is that going to do? It might help Apple because everybody's going to want a new, G5 phone. And let me tell you, G5, from what I heard, and I don't know if you guys know this, the difference between G4 and G5, the speed is about 1,000 times faster. That's what I was told. Not 2 times faster, not 10 times faster, not even 100. It's 1,000 times faster. That's why you're hearing a lot of security issues being concerned with the U.S. government and China. This, that. Somebody can actually break into your system and get out of there, and you will never even know they're there because it works so damn fast. That's how powerful the G5 is, and G5 is going to change everything, the way we do things. You'll be shocked. In about 2-3 years, then you're going to see autonomous driving and all that, because now with G5, you could do it. That's how quickly it is. It's amazing. Yeah, it's going to change the whole world, the way we look at, the way we do. Listen, a lot of us are not spring chickens, okay? I remember, listen, I'm 49, okay? I got into this when I was 22. I was one of the first people that had a website, okay? When I started educational school, and I was right there at the beginning of it. Look where on American Airlines, AOL, American Online. It was abbreviation AOL. Remember when the internet first came into fruition, where we used to do business? Everything was due to telephone. Everything was done by mail. Email changed everything. It's just like, so speed obviously is a very important factor into it. It's going to be great. Yeah, remember DSL? Yeah, I mean that's like DSL doesn't even exist anymore. Okay, but there's a lot of good stuff that's going on. We got a lot of good stocks. One stock I also forgot to mention that's doing pretty well is the JKS. Remember I told you about the solar stocks, solar stocks. Now we all know who is a big fan of solar stocks is, obviously Senator, Vice President Biden. I was going to call him Senator Biden, but you have, if they were able to pass their Green New Deal, which, you go on their website, they talk about, and he's leading in the polls. These stocks are going to do really, really good. And you're starting to see it. He's leading in the polls, and, these stocks are obviously doing pretty well. So, you got, listen, not to take the politics out of it. We're all traders. We're here to make money. You got to follow where the money goes. All right, guys? Some of us going to have to change the way we look at stocks and say, but I love this company. Why is it getting killed? Or I hate this company. Why is it going up? Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're here to make money, and that's the way you have to look at it. But these stocks, I told you about 3 weeks ago, and they literally killed it. JKS was at like $20. It's already at 64. All right. Neo's going to test 24. Yep, absolutely. Big iceberg order there right there. You can see there's 136,000 share seller out there at 24. See that right there? Put that right there. See that? See that guy right there? Big seller. All right, guys. So let's get ready for the open. We got our list. Let's go make some money here. Just remember, today, 12 o'clock, open house. We'll see you back here at 12 o'clock, and then I will be on tomorrow on Wealth 365. So don't miss those events. Let's make our money fast. Let's make it quick. Let's be done early. Do our events. Come back in the afternoon. If we made our money, don't even come back. Enjoy the rest of the day. But let's go out there and try to let's try to make as much as we can, and then, and see you back at 12. All right. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading.